Hey guys, welcome back to another episode here on This Is Just a Beginning. I hope you're well and you've had a good week or so since I've last spoken to you guys. And yeah, a little catch up again. I don't think it's been too long since I did an episode, but I thought I'd come on here now that I've got time for my lectures this afternoon. And yeah, I've had a really good weekend actually. I went over to see my boyfriend and we just spent the weekend together, went to a Halloween party, which was so good. I literally forgot how good Halloween parties are just because they always end up being bigger than they're supposed to be. Like, you think it's just a house party with a few mates over, then loads of people end up coming, and it's just so good to like meet new people, see people you haven't seen in a while. And yeah, so that was part of my weekend. And then I came back yesterday and we had another little Halloween party here at uni in the flat, which ended up being me and a couple others just watching horror movies at like 2 a.m. in the morning, dressed up still. And it was a very weird night, but it was one of my like favorite nights here at uni so far, just because it was just so funny. I don't know, like we ended up going to this party and it wasn't that good. And we came back like really early and we was like, let's just watch horror movies. It's Halloween. And we did. And we sat and ate popcorn, had a few more drinks. And yeah, it was great. And this morning, yeah, I was quite tired when I woke up this morning. But I went to the gym. And yeah, it's been quite a productive day actually. I've done the washing. I've finally vacuumed my room because this room, like at home, we don't really have carpet. And here there's carpet, and I forgot like how dirty it gets. There's just stuff everywhere. It's gross, but I've cleaned up and I've done a bit of work and I'm ready to go onto campus in a bit to do my late lectures. And then because it's Halloween today, happy Halloween if you celebrate it. I mean, we don't really celebrate Halloween, do we? We just go out. Like, yeah. I'll tell you, this year it's really big. I just see like loads of stuff decorated, and yeah, like the party we went to last night, they decorated their whole like kitchen and flat, and it looked so good. So I was like, yes, I'm in the mood now. And I ended up going as a princess just because I did not know what I wanted to be. Like, I've got so many ideas for costumes this year, and like my original plan, this is gonna sound really weird. Like everyone's reactions to this is just weird, but I wanted to be like a sexy NFL football player. I don't know why, and I saw like Americans doing it. So I went over to Vinted and I ordered just this like vintage NFL Nike top. It's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Like I kind of wanted quite a tight fitted one. So I was planning just literally just to wear that and like some booty shorts and some like I've got my hockey socks and just put my hair in a ponytail, and then like it's easy. And I don't need to wash my hair, like I don't need to look cute basically. And I was planning on doing that, but you know, I don't really want to do that anymore. But then I love my princess outfit from last night, but I'm like, no, I've got pictures from last night. I can't do that again. Then I thought my hair's brown now because I used to have blonde hair. And there's always so much I could do for that. And I remember when I was going to a few socials when I dyed my hair brunette, like last December, only for like a short while. Like it grew out really quick. Like it faded so quickly for some reason, just because my hair was so bleached. And it's kind of like going blonder again now, but I hope that because my natural hair is brown, it will just keep growing out and it'll be fine. But yeah, I remember a few socials last year where like it was dressed as like celebrities and stuff, and all the ones I wanted to be had like blonde hair, and I was really sad. But now I've finally like found people with brunette hair, because another idea was going to be, I don't know why I'm going on a whole rant about Halloween costumes, but it's so fun. It's the best point of Halloween. Because a few years ago I did Lara Croft, but I had blonde hair, and yeah, it looked good. But now I've got brunette hair, I could really rock it, and I loved that outfit. I loved the makeup that I did for it and everything. I loved that so much. And like because all I wear is just sports kit as well for that, because like I've got the top and shorts and stuff. So, but I'm like I've already done that, and I don't have like the gun or anything, so I'd just be going in sports kit, and people wouldn't. No, they would get it, but yeah. Instead, I think I'm gonna go as Blair Waldorf from Gossip Girl, just because I've got the hair, I can curl it, and yeah, I'm doing that. I've decided, although I don't have a headband, and that is key. So I might have to run into town to try find one, but we will see. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to the episode because, well, in my last one I talked about the winter blues and feeling down, and this is definitely, for me anyway, like recently I've been feeling down mainly because the pill has finally like started fucking with my emotions, and I've been on it for 3 months, and it wasn't messing with me at all, apart from like the last few weeks. And that is just everything with like, I'm constantly traveling back and forth from like uni home, to see my boyfriend, and like every weekend I'm somewhere different, and I think my mind is just trying to get used to not being in the same place all the time, which I hate being in the same place. Like I love just going, getting up and leaving. Like last year I did it more of an escape. Like, that last year it just wasn't a good year for me, and every weekend I was at home, and every time something went wrong, no matter what time or day it was, I'd get a train home, or a lot of the time mum or dad would pick me up just because I was always a mess, and they'd like, no, we're coming now. And that's really sad to think about, but we're not dwelling on the past because that's a point of this episode today. I'm in a better mood today. I think I just need routine back, but without putting pressure on myself. I found myself thinking, like, with the whole weight gain thing, that has been something really fucking with my mind, because a huge part of me is like re-emerging, like, Ellie, like, go back to your old ways, like, it was fun. And I'm like, it's so tempting. And this is the first time I felt this like temptation to like go backwards. A lot of people deal with this. So I think like it's so normalized, which is so sad. But I've just like noticed this weight gain, and it's really annoying me. And I'm now like on my break of the pill, so I'm on my period, and that's just like, I don't know. And I don't really get periods, but I did get my period back. I don't know whether I told you. I think I did, but I've got my period back, which is like my actual period, which is amazing. It was literally like almost 2 years. It was like a year and 8 months, I think. Like I can tell a difference now. Over the last few months, I've literally just become such a better person, literally just from gaining weight. And it's not just that, obviously it's been food, etc. Like I've just allowed myself to do stuff, because it isn't just about the restrictions you have on like food and exercise. It's about, you restrict yourself from seeing friends, mainly because of that and the environment you'll be in, but you restrict yourself from anything good. And I deprived myself of that for so long, and now that I'm doing that again, and I have been for the past few months, it's just so good. And to see myself wanting to go backwards scares me. And I literally go in and out of like happy thoughts and sad thoughts about it. But I have to put posters up everywhere about like, keep going, and like, you've got this, just because it is so easy for me to think the opposite. But I'm not going to. I'm going to keep going, because as this episode is titled, we are going into our comeback era. And I hate this phrase. I think it's just so, sounds so like American, if you know what I mean. Like, it is because I listened to a podcast by Trin Tondelier, the Wellness Cafe podcast, which I'm obsessed with, and that is one of my main inspirations for this podcast. But and she was talking about this topic, so I thought I really want to get on that and talk about it. Like, she inspired me so much. I was listening to the podcast this morning on the way back from the gym, but listening to this podcast about, it was just kind of saying like, just get up and do it, like, we got this. And I think it's perfect timing to go into this mindset with the release of Taylor's new album, which there's been a lot of like criticism. Well, actually no, there isn't. Most people love it, but I know some people that are just like, oh no. But then they say that to all the albums and then end up loving it, like Folklore. But yeah, we're not going to stand Taylor too hard in this episode. But her new album is literally, gives me Reputation energy. If you haven't listened to it, please go listen to it. There's a few songs on there that is literally Reputation, like her bad era. I want that, and I'm channeling that. I read a quote the other day about, you don't have to be a bad bitch to like know what you want and to have that like confidence and energy. You don't have to be like a nasty person. It was like, you don't have to be a nasty person to be like a bad bitch. And I was like, yeah, because in my mind it's always been, you can either be this like trendy, that girl, nice girl, focus on myself, or like la da da type of person, or you're that like confident, not cocky, but like just bitchy attitude, like savage attitude, not like in a horrible way, but like that, oh, I don't care, like not I'm the best person in the world, but like, you know what I mean, that kind of energy. And that energy is quite toxic, I think. But I realized you can still be like both, and that's what I'm channeling now. If you know Ellie Thuman, she's a YouTuber, TikToker now, I don't know, an influencer. Although I hate that term, I don't understand that term. Also talking about how this is her comeback era, and I've seen this phrase go around everywhere, and I love the timing that this has come into like trend, I guess. It's, as I said in my last episode, it's winter blues. It's about to get dark, although it's been gorgeous weather here in England. But, you know, I can tell it's about to get hard again, especially like I know Jan and Feb is always really, really hard for anyone. So, but if I'm going to channel this energy, I'm going to do it now. And for like so many reasons. But I suppose if you want to kind of join me on this, I think the first thing to ask yourself is like, what do you want out of it? And I'm like, what makes you feel good? And like, do those things. Like, this is all about prioritizing yourself to come back bigger and better than ever. And it's always about visualizing yourself as your highest self and just working towards this like bigger and better version of you. And that concept always keeps me going. Like, you can tell how excited I am just by like my voice and my tone right now, just because I love the fact that your character evolution, like your story never stops. I mean, yeah, okay, at the very end you die, but like you keep evolving every single day. You learn things every single day and you just build on yourself. Who you are today is not the same as who you are yesterday for so many different reasons. You're better today than you were yesterday. Even if you don't think you are, you've done something, you've got through that day, for example, if you're at that low point. Like, you've done something today to help you tomorrow. And I don't know, this whole like concept of you just never stop improving yourself. I love that. And it can become quite toxic, I think. Like when I hear influencers talking a lot about like, oh, I just love my healthy lifestyle, blah blah blah, like all my smoothie bowls and whatever, you know what I mean? Like when they're talking about it that artificially in like the LA tone, I don't like it. Like, I'm a huge fan of all those things. Like, I love this healthy, that girl lifestyle. I love that so, so much. And for so long, it literally took me so long to realize, like, if one day I didn't do that morning routine or my morning walk and my like yoga and my journaling, if I didn't do that one morning, I'd feel so like this sense of guilt and this sense of like, yeah, just failure. Because I thought I had to live up to the trend. And again, I had to live up to my expectations of it. But as I keep saying over and over, like, you don't need to have this strict routine every single day to live like this healthy lifestyle you want. Yeah, okay. The mornings where I literally stay in bed, which isn't a lot, like I've I'm speaking in terms of like, for example, when I'm with my boyfriend, we do just stay in bed till like 10 a.m. and that's fine. I do find myself getting really like annoyed because he's always sleeping and I'm just like, can we get up? But then I think we're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna be like watching something. So we may as well just stay in bed and just really like fixate on that moment in time. Because we're not at the same uni, so like we don't see each other that often. So I accept it now and I have that time. Yeah, I like it. At the start I was like so nervous. Not nervous, that's not the right word. Just so apprehensive about it. I was like, I don't want to stay in bed all day, but I know that in the week I don't do that. But if I did, again, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Like, I get back from seeing him and I like last night I was like, oh my god, yes, tomorrow I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna do this. But then it's not in the same like mentality as it used to be. Like, if I'd woken up this morning and I didn't go to the gym, I I wouldn't feel guilt. I wouldn't have felt guilty this time. I think I just would have been like, oh, I was looking forward to that, but I'm not in the mood. It's okay. But it's this whole thing, like, you don't have to have this strict 80-20 rule or any rules or any strict lifestyles to become a better you. Like, just keep working towards something. But my top tip is every morning before you do work, before you go to school or whatever you do, like your 9 to 5, etc., do something for you in the morning that will help you improve like yourself. And that can be anything. That can literally just be sitting and having your coffee, like not in silence, but even just on your phone, just having that little quiet time in the morning, even if it's 5 minutes, that does something to improve you, because you're not rushing around and getting anxious immediately. Another thing opposite to that, the phone thing, don't go on social media first thing in the morning. I now see the pleasure and the attraction of waking up, your alarm goes off, and then you roll over, you get your phone for like half an hour, or maybe get a coffee, sit in bed with your phone. I do like that when I have a slower morning. But if you find yourself getting anxious and comparing yourself, definitely take that into account. Part of my Spanish reading this week was to read about the effects of social media. And when I was saw the tasks there, I was like, oh my god, we do this so often. We did that since GCSE, and it's always spoken about. You can't talk about it anymore than we do. But now it's at a stage where social media has advanced so much that we don't know what it's going to be. And I've said this since I started this podcast. I want to do a whole episode around social media. I think Emma Chamberlain did a really similar one to what is in my mind, just about this really scary evolution of this thing, like this metaverse almost. It's not, I guess you can just call it technology. There's no word for it yet. Just this database and the whole cryptocurrency thing, everything online is just so big and so vast, and it's so scary. And we're at a point now where social media can just become so damaging and harmful. But I think personally, I've got through that stage of comparison. And for so long, obviously, all I did on Instagram was compare. And I don't find myself doing that anymore, because I've unfollowed people I don't like and who give very negative energy. And it's always about the energy, which is what I'll go on to next. But always about the energy. If there's something negative, get rid of it. If it's not serving you, get rid of it. That's all I can say about that. But social media is the devil. So definitely, if you're feeling very anxious and very insecure about not just your body, but just about concepts in life, pay attention to your social media. The only things I find myself comparing to now is FOMO and, oh, they're at this party and I'm in bed, that kind of thing, which is a huge improvement to what body image, photo comparison, etc. Now I'm more comparing for what people are doing. It's not really about the lifestyles. Before, I got really jealous about people having their dream car or having a house at 20 years old, and jealous of the influencers and stuff. No, I have switched that mentality again to admiration and inspiration. That's what I want to work towards. Doing this podcast is a step in that direction. Again, another thing that is just a step closer towards your goals. Now I want to talk about energy. And I talk about the whole concept of the universe a lot. I know I do. And in the episode I spoke about earlier on the Wellness Cafe, she did delve quite a lot into the universe and energy, law of attraction. Yeah, I believe in all that, but not to the extent where it's a religion. But I guess it is close to that. I just think that what you attract, you get. Is, for example, if you give out positive energy, positive vibes, you're going to receive positivity. You hear this in school, you can't expect people to be nice to you if you're not nice to them. It's always a very reciprocal thing. Everything in life, this is probably a physics thing, but the push and pull thing in physics, the whole force dynamics, that probably is also coined within the law of attraction. But if you want something, you've got to work towards it. You can't, with this concept as well, a lot of people think that, oh, if I just sit and manifest it and keep asking the universe to give me XYZ, I'm going to get it. No, you've got to put the work in. You've got to work towards yourself. You've got to work towards that goal, but also manifest it and believe you already have it, and just believe that you can get it. It's a very tricky concept to explain to people who are closed-minded, I guess. You've got to be very open-minded about this, and it is very much the concept of God and you ask him and you've still got to work towards it. But I think the whole religion aspect is more like you pray and you just ask for it, which is definitely not what I'm talking about here. Everything meant for you will come to you in time. And during this like comeback era, I think this is really important to remember. A lot of people enter these eras and like want to be, oh, this like new person straight away. And they think they can change within like a week. They do a week of a new routine or a week of, yeah, just new things. And they think that instantly their mind's going to change and their life's going to change drastically and it's going to be so good. No, this journey is so fucking hard. I literally cannot explain how hard it is to start and to continue on the path of this path of improvement is just literally just it's so impossible to explain. Like, yeah, you get the initial high like anything, but then you have loads of hiccups. New things come along your way, things change, obstacles appear, like there's always going to be something in your way, and it's just about learning how to deal with them, not about going through life without these obstacles, without these hiccups. Like, life is about learning to deal with them, not completely not having them. Like, that's not the goal of this. The goal is to work on yourself. So when you go down that road again, when you go down that path, you know you're going to be okay. And that's what I've learned recently as well. Like, I was sliding down this path and I was like, I can't do this, and I was about to give in to it. But then I've literally written on my whiteboard, get your mojo back. And I haven't heard the word mojo in so long, so I just love it. Get your energy right. You have control over your energy. You have control over what energy you give out to the world, to your friends, to other people, to the universe. If you want something, you've got to get it all starts with you and how you portray yourself, how you give out your vibes, I guess. You don't stress about all these little things you can't control. This is something that we all struggle with, I know, especially as we're getting older. We're like, I don't have a boyfriend. Oh, I really need this job. I need this house. Like, those things will come to you. Okay, like a job and a house, manifestation might not work too well with that. Yeah, like your dream job, dream house, dream lifestyle, dream life. Yeah, manifestation works entirely. But like, you can't expect to get your dream job if you haven't got the qualifications or like you haven't applied. You know what I mean? But those things, if you keep getting people keep rejecting you from jobs, for example, or even if boys keep rejecting you, I don't know, that's a tricky one. But if you keep getting told no, maybe that's a sign to change your path. But at the same time, keep on bloody going. Like, don't let that stop you, because getting a job is hard. I mean, I haven't got my first big girl job yet. I'm still at uni, but from what I've seen from my siblings and from my friends, like, it's so hard to get a job. And these people that just find a job, most of the time they don't find it. They do work really hard to get their like dream job at 20 or whatever, but everyone is working towards these goals and it's hard. It's so competitive as well, but you cannot stress about those things you can't control. If you're doing the best you can, if you're sending out all those applications, that is enough. Yeah, you might have to do a bit more digging and it might be stressful, but just relax. It will come to you eventually. But remember, you've still got to work for it though. It is very contradictory, this whole manifestation thing, but if you don't ask, you don't get. But then if you don't work for it, you also don't get it. So that's kind of the easy way to explain it. You need to have energy givers in your life during this era, during any era. You've got to focus it back to prioritizing you and loving yourself and that whole relationship with yourself. And it's all about positive self-talk. If you find yourself going down that negative self-talk road, like I've been doing recently, it's not fun, especially when you've blocked that out for so long, or not blocked it out, but you've worked on that for so long and then you find yourself doing it again. It's scary and I don't like it, but I'm now bouncing back. And I think it's just I'm very hormonal, so that's why my mood has been up and down. But yeah, you have the power to change your mindset and rewire your brain and to change the narrative. If you don't like where your life is going right now, change it. You have the power to do that. There is no such word as can't. As my mum will always say, there's no such word as it. So stop thinking there is and stop saying it. Oh, I can't be this person. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. Yes, you can. If you want something bad enough, you can change it. If you don't like your life, you can change it. It's literally up to you. And I think that's exciting. Like, we can change anything we want at any point. Yeah, it's scary to think about how much power we actually have to do that, but I like that idea. I also think that becoming the like best version of yourself, I mean, I have just touched about this, but it's so like, I keep forgetting the word for it, but it's so like idealized and like beautified at the moment in like social media. Like I do that as well. And I just want to say that I did talk about this, about like the whole healthy lifestyle. You don't have to do it every day. And this is what a lot of people don't talk about. And as long as you're working towards yourself in any way, like you don't have to necessarily actively do it every day. It's all mental, it's all in your mind, it's all energy, I guess. I'm getting myself in a tongue twist because I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying that some days you're gonna want to give up, and some days are so hard and you want to slip back to your old ways. But trust me, the rewards are so much better than the sacrifice you make. And that sacrifice is the old version of you. You've got to give up that old you to become someone new. I guess the first time you do this, I mean, I know I said that like you keep evolving, and yeah, that's true. You've got to sacrifice all of that. Not every part of you, but a lot of you've got to sacrifice, and that is fucking scary. It's going to be difficult. You've got to go through it to beat it. You've got to go through the pain to enjoy like the good points in life. And that's what I was saying in my last episode about winter blues, like the golden median. Everything comes back to the middle point at some point. So you've just got to keep pushing through. This whole journey is hard, and that's why I'm cutting it into chapters. And this is my new chapter of the comeback era, where I'm prioritizing on myself, but what? I'm focusing on myself, prioritizing myself, and but in the way that before it was kind of like really innocent and really soft, if you know what I mean. But now it's like, no, like I'm gonna get what I want to get, and I'm working on myself in a way that I don't think I've really done this before. This way of looking at it, to like comeback era, not quite Taylor Swift reputation, but that kind of energy, like not being a bitch about it, just doing it in a way that I'm confident, loving myself for it, I guess. And I invite you to join me on that, but it's completely up to you. I don't know what stage you're at, and I just hope you are at a good stage. If you're listening to this, it shows that you are at some point of good stage, or you're getting towards that stage now. I know Blair Waldorf isn't scary and people will come at me for that. Halloween is just about dressing up, and as a flat, we've decided we need to do more themed parties because I love a costume. I hate going to a party, like a house party, and there's no theme. You've got to have a theme. It's what makes it fun. Otherwise, I stress more about what to wear when there's not a theme. At least you have some guidance with the theme, even if it's just a colour. Anyway, I'll let you guys go, and I hope this has given you a bit of inspiration, but also some reassurance of like, if you're not at the stage you want to be, don't worry because you will get there. It might take longer than you thought, and it does take longer than you think actually, but you will get there eventually, and enjoy the ride because it's kind of interesting to see yourself evolve as well. If you've got to that point where you're so raw, honest, and open with yourself. At the start, obviously, that's so hard to do, like to literally sit and have that first conversation with yourself and ask yourself, am I okay? And work through your feelings. Everyone hates that stage. But if you're at the point where you can be raw and honest, that is such a good point to be at because then you can keep working towards this. And it's fun. Enjoy it. But don't forget to have fun, like literal fun, like going out and not focusing all your energy on this lifestyle because it's not the be all and end all ever. Just enjoy your life. And my way of enjoying it is with a healthy lifestyle. Like I genuinely love, it's so unrealistic, I guess, this way some people do this lifestyle and they burn out or they don't show everything online, obviously. It's all about balance in everything. Again, the golden median, balance, all these aspects. And law of attraction, if you don't put the work in, you can't expect to receive it. If you want to receive good energy, you've got to give out this good energy. So just keep giving out good energy and keep good energy people around you. Cut out the negativity from your life because it's not needed and it doesn't do you any purpose. So keep working towards your goals. You will get there, my loves. And I will speak to you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please leave a rate, review, and share with your friends on any platform you want to. I'm sure they'll love to hear this episode. Bit of self promo there. But yeah, please share this. And yeah, speak to you soon.